good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Whenever you decide to click on that little thing, says, I want to see what this shit clown has to say. That is me. Here tonight with my big brother, Shadow, and son, which I'm sure he's in bed because tomorrow is a school day.
Oh,
Uh,
no. He's he's on the phone with friends, doing the typical. It's only 9 here, so
that's not bad.
but
When
he's
you say
he's sort of
friends, do you mean a of the female?
no, maybe it's like he's always doing these conference calls and stuff. Discord, I think, calls with his friends.
Oh, hey, crafty gamer. Oh.
So, yeah, helping out the Arduin guys with another Kickstarter, along with Matt Tapp from Barrows and Borderlands, which looks like a really fun game. And unfortunately, Griff Morgan couldn't make it because he's busy working on the Arnicon, and he'll be on later in the month, hopefully. But they're doing this weird thing where it's 3 game companies combining their game into a game of games. It's kind of really awesome.
The
Uh,
game of games.
yeah, I mean, we did it back in the day because you know no one game was perfect, and we needed to use games. But these games all, you know, simultaneously but independently developed by different people, and they met because they were supposed to meet, and it was awesome. And I get to do a little, have a little tiny part. Jackie actually has a little bit bigger part to play in it, but I'm doing what I can.
Isn't he like drawing out the flags, the map?
Yeah, he did the flags for the map right before the artist passed away, and he literally said it was his masterpiece of all the projects he'd worked on. And Jackie, you know, got to be part of that, and it was sad that he left this world, but it was awesome that he got to, finish his life's work, in the way of art with the help of my son.
That's cool.
Um, yeah, it's very, and he'll probably be getting more work. So that's awesome. And we almost hit 1,000 subscribers. We're like 21 away, and that's awesome. And
I'm
yeah,
just surprised I have like 103.
well, you don't do some of the things you got to do. You don't play the games that you have to play to be successful.
Yeah,
You
I
do a lot
rather
of the
no, and that works for you. And I see what you're building. You, Bruce, Bear, the list, and that's awesome. I just want to do my little, not to step on Janet's uh, feet toes. My little shit show
Mhm.
where I get to smoke a fine cigar and hang out with people I would normally never have had the chance to.
I get to do that too, except the cigar part. Plus contribute to something I've been a part of since before you were born. So it took 40 plus years. Arduin was almost my favorite part of the hobby, and as a 14-year-old, it was my secret weapon when gaming. I had these little books that nobody else had with this weird information that I get to spring on my players, and they never knew what to expect because of the ideas this man put down back, in the mid 70s. And if you'd have told me back then that I'd someday be working for the company that was continuing that legacy, I would have told you to kick rocks because there ain't no way. I'm just a kid, and here I am now. And my kid are part of something that was just it added so much to all my games, uh, and my games would have sucked had it not been for uh, his advice. And unfortunately, he left this world at a very, very early age in the early 40s.
Oof.
Um, after having been a combat photographer and worked for intelligence during the Vietnam War, came back, all messed up and got into gaming and wargaming, and then found, his true calling. And then, sorry, Dave, wish I could have met him. And we lived in the same state. I could have hopped on a bus, but I was telling, I think it was Matt, that if I had told my parents I wanted to hop on a bus and go visit somebody in San Francisco in the late 70s, early 80s, can you imagine my dad's reaction?
Hey, Dad. Hey, Janet.
Speak of the
The
devilette. I don't know how
lady
you.
of the hour. Not the lady of the night, but the lady of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
hour.
yeah. You almost stepped in that one, huh, Janet? How you doing, Janet?
I would not step in it. I have enough manners uh, what's the word I want to
Curve your
use?
tongue.
Yes. Um,
You can
long.
invite her into class at the joint, or
I sent her a link. I'm
oh,
on
okay.
top of it. I know how this
I'm just saying,
works.
hey, she's
No
popped
one
in
is.
before. She's probably been on your show more than mine, uh, which is fine. I get it. You know,
Nobody comes to watch me on my show. They come to see which people I bring on. I know how this works.
eh,
And gee whiz, I
it,
get no respect around here. Um,
the hell are you doing, you big weirdo? My dog's being weird. He's chewing on something, probably his feet. It's making noise. So
ow,
I
no.
stream for a couple hours too. I'm still hanging out with this schmo.
So,
You know,
good sir, the word
so
is schmuck.
no, that's you and Jade. I'm not going to steal your line. Speaking of
Well,
Jade, how the
yeah,
hell is it?
he's good. He's just keeping the nose down to the grind, being a good husband, making sure him and his beautiful, understanding, please take my husband away from time to time, wife, uh, are taken care of. They are. I mean, you grow up and you look at your parents' marriage and you're like, I want that if it's a good marriage, right?
I was going to say, no, I don't want that.
Uh, I look at
That
my
was them.
grandparents, the ones who raised me, and they had a great marriage.
Never met. Well,
And
I kind of met them, but I don't know. It was weird.
yeah, I understand that. And when I look at Jade and his beautiful wife, I am slightly jealous because that is a healthy and good marriage. And.
It sounds like it. You know, they have very very similar interests,
Oh,
and
she's a
that's
gamer. She's as much of a gamer as he is, and they're both to a certain degree hermits, which works for them.
mm-hmm.
I like to be a hermit. Good Lord, I would love to be a hermit, but it's not that I need to be a social barfly. But if I'm home by myself too much, those fun little voices get, way too loud and I have to go out and see people and, relieve stress. And, being a part owner of a cigar shop, I guess I need to show up there from time to time. I don't know. But doing this, I mean, this
How's the
kind of work.
shop going?
What? How's the shop going? It's going. It's a cigar lounge in Peoria, Illinois, Peoria Heights, Illinois, and we are the one of the most unfriendliest tobacco states in this beautiful nation of ours. And why would you want to come to the lounge when it is beautiful outside and you can sit outside on the porch, your garage, wherever you're allowed to smoke your cigars or be inside on such beautiful days. We do better during the winter months. Football season, we always have a
Yeah,
game
I
on.
can see that. We I used to pass by a really great cigar shop down on, like, I want to say 8th and Figueroa in downtown Los Angeles. It was gorgeous. It looked like something I could have gotten into, but you know, I quit smoking. So,
Hey, Coco.
hey, Coco, a long time no see. Not really.
I don't know.
Saw you a little while ago. Sorry there was no game tonight, but I'm sure you can understand. And don't worry, we will be playing next week, provided nothing else gets in the way. Still looking for another player or two for the Wednesday night game.
Mm, I yeah. I wanted to do a show with you as today is Wednesday. I wanted to do a show with you last night, but after taking my daughter homecoming dress shopping, I had no
Ooh,
more bandwidth. And
ooh!
I'm like thinking, oh, I
I
remember
can't even imagine
homecoming.
what
Let's
that must
see.
be like.
On the guy's side of it, all you need is a nice button down shirt, pair of khakis, enough money for, let's say, dinner or,
What? What?
what? Huh?
No, you got to
Oh,
go
yeah.
a lot. I mean, if you're going to be a good dad, you got to do way better than that.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm talking about me when I went to homecoming.
Oh, jeans and a freaking t-shirt, leather jacket.
Well, I wore khakis, a button down shirt. I looked
I've
respectable.
never owned a pair of khakis. I will never own a pair of khakis. I mean, unless they make them
Well,
in black, and even then, not my style.
I don't mind khakis. Khakis are, dress the part,
The part of
So
what?
dress the part. Dress the part that one of those things, dress the way that you want to be treated.
Yeah, yeah. I want to be left the fuck alone.
Oh, that's true. That's fair. So
Except when I
now
do the digital
I
thing, and when I open the store, it'll still be jeans, t-shirt, boots,
fair enough.
cowboy hat.
Daughter bought herself a pretty dress. We got her shoes. She got yeah. So it's is what it is. I mean,
It's funny. Jackie had a kind of a big dance last year. He had to go in uniform and everything, and I had to explain to everybody in my family what a freaking corsage is. When did those go out of style?
yeah, no, nice
Right?
corsage.
Not ever wanting one for myself, but it was always kind of a classy thing that I always did. For whoever my date was, and I remember I thought I saw some in the flower section in one of my local grocery stores. The refrigerated section. I could have swore I saw a couple. It was years ago, but since then it's like no longer a thing.
Well,
I don't know. Is it,
I think it is.
Janet?
Well,
Is it still
I
a
don't
thing?
know. It's been forever since I've been. It's been a long time since I've been to a high school dance.
Right,
Uh,
right, right. But yeah, I'm sure there's still other occasions where that's uh, appropriate or acceptable.
I've really only seen them at well high school dances. I mean, I'm
Really,
sure there might be other events.
I could have swore when I was in college, I was dating this girl, and we went to a really, really big party, really big Mexican party, and I'm pretty sure I got one for her then, and I wasn't alone. But I mean, I was alone. I was the only white boy there, uh, but hers wasn't the only corsage there.
You
And I got
know,
some serious weird looks too, because I had the long hair before I cut it. I walked in with the prettiest girl in the building, trench coat, dressed to the nines, and yeah, it was interesting.
girls get corsages, guys get not was it boutonnieres? No, it's something like that. No,
Maybe
then you have to ask your date what color her dress is because you want the flowers to match the dress. Yeah, it's
don't finish that sentence,
prom. Prom is expensive just for everybody.
right? Well, I lucked out. Every dance he goes to, he's in uniform, so which is good because he has an eclectic style. I'm gonna just say,
Oh, I think he would look great in a good old tuxedo.
yeah, but he'll wear his boater hat, straw hat, shakies, pizza hat. Um, I
Jesus.
swear to God, he was born. in the wrong century. Were it not for the internet and digital technology, he'd be perfectly at home 100 or so years ago.
I know the feeling. Unfortunately, I
No,
definitely
no,
know.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Uh, yeah.
I don't know. I I don't know.
So
I think
you got any cool Halloween plans? I know Janet does.
well, if my daughter thinks that, I'm still cool enough, uh I'm thinking about taking her to a couple things. We're still, talking about what to dress up as. And, I told her I'll dress up as Gomez if she wants to go as Wednesday Adams. Then there's always that one smart ass is like, you should dress up as Fester. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're too short for that. Fester was giant.
Plus, I'm not shaving off my beard. I'll get it trimmed, which I know I
Or
next
your
time I get
skull.
what?
Or your skull.
Yeah, I'm in my 40s. I'm lucky enough to still have hair. So
I wouldn't know anything about that.
uh, I don't know. It's not that we don't have plans. I just don't know what they are. And I was always kind of with my aunt growing up when I went to the States back here. There was always on Halloween. She went to all these costume parties. I'm thinking as a teenager, that's fucking awesome. I want to do that as an adult. Now as an adult, it's like no one really does that anymore. I'm like, we all suck. So I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know.
know. I'm supposed to. I might be in a game or two on Friday Halloween. I'm not going anywhere because the boy's going to go out and hang out with his friends, and I may or may not actually give out candy. I swear, the last 4, 5, 6 years, nobody's come to the door. I buy a big old bag of candy, fill up the bowl, take out what I want, and come 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, I take the rest because nobody comes by.
Hmm. I know the
We live in
lounge
a
is
weird
having.
cul-de-sac, and nobody comes down our way. It's kind of spooky looking. I can see why parents would look down a certain street and just go, "Yeah, no, we're just gonna go over here where there's more lights."
Well, Halloween is, well, as we said before, not even really Halloween anymore. I mean, I remember staying out until the wee hours,
Hmm.
and
Now it's trunk
Halloween.
or treat or go to the mall, and none of the cool stuff that we used to do. Uh, you probably don't remember. Janet probably, maybe Coco remembers. Bill Cosby back in the day when he did comedy and he was funny, and before all that other stuff, uh, he did some comedy albums, and one of the comedy albums was where he talked about what they did for Halloween.
I've heard that
And
album.
okay, you know what they did? You remember?
No, but I remember hearing the album. It's been.
They would all dress in all black like me, and go out into the middle of the street and camouflage and be camouflaged until someone came right up on them, and then they would get the scare of their life thinking they were about to hit somebody, or they seeing a ghost or something, because suddenly somebody dressed all in black head to toe, completely covered, would just appear in their headlights. And I'm like, that's a great way to get killed on Halloween.
Yeah,
um,
it's not a good idea.
no, I mean we just did the flaming bags of poop, toilet paper, rotten eggs, soap on the use a bar of ivory soap to write on people's car windshields. Harmless pranks like that. Nowadays any one of those would get you killed.
Was it Halloween's on? I always forget the 25th, right?
No, it's on the 31st. It's a Friday.
Right. The lounge is having a Halloween party, and basically dress up as whatever you want. So I think I'm going to buy the most expensive costume I could think of, and that's called being a single father.
That is one of the most expensive costumes out there.
So I think I'm gonna go with that for Halloween.
Yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to be in one game or another, depending on normal group. Some of them have kids and families and stuff, so they may not be able to make it. The other group, if I don't do my regular group, I'll be going and hanging out with a bunch of complete strangers, uh, playing a new game, which should be a lot of fun.
Well, when does Jack celebrate the Day of the Dead?
Not really. I mean, he'd like to, and if he was there, he would, but he's going to be here, and uh,
That has always just looked like a fun holiday event.
he doesn't know. He has no ancestors that he's known that are no longer with us for him
Right.
to do the thing. They either passed before he met them, or they're still alive. So, you know,
Yeah. No, I get that. I don't know. Like I said, from an outsider looking in, that always looked like, it'd be a fairly fun holiday experience to do. Between the sugar skulls and everything else, it looks fun. Um, I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know much more about it than that, and the other little bits and pieces that I know sound like paganism and witchcraft and shit like that. So,
That sounds like
I'm,
Halloween.
well, Halloween has been, you know, corporatized so much, even in my lifetime, that it's not the same thing anymore. Sure, it's still questionable, but what we Americans have done to it uh, have taken a lot of one brand of Satanism and exchanged it for another. So I'm okay with that, I guess. I mean, not
I don't know. The
really
most
trying to
scary,
take away
some of the
and
most scary
enjoy
houses,
the Americana of it, if you will.
right? I don't know. Some of the most scary houses I remember going to were the Christian houses where they teach you the sins of Halloween. And it's like,
They weren't
yeah,
wrong. Just just probably, there's a time and place for everything, and that's not it. I mean, that's a
yeah.
great way to get your house toilet papered, the flaming bags of poo, etc.
Oh, and God help you if you have a freaking dentist on your route because they're not handing out anything good.
Nobody most of my neighborhood is devoid of all of that. There's a few cool houses, but they're like a block away. But my area, there's no kids, and there's a few people who do decorate. But for the most part, it's a ghost town. Um, when Jackie was young, we'd have to take our bikes because it would be scores of houses between a house that was dark saying go away versus a house that had a pumpkin or some lights or decorations. It was really really disappointing. Um,
We had this guy last year. He's a good guy. He dressed up as Trump without the wig, and we have a very somewhat loose but rule.
how could you tell it's Trump without the wig?
He had the napkin on his ear. Um,
Oh damn, that's really poor taste, dude.
Jeez, man, I saw a
Funny.
vent.
I'm not
I
gonna lie, it's funny, but it's really poor taste.
well, I
I
mean, I
mean,
saw a few
of
Trump
all the things you
rallies.
could pick, I mean, unless you already got some resemblance going on, you know,
This guy is in great shape. He's a good guy. He's a Trump guy. I mean, I have nothing against him. He's just a Trump
I
guy,
mean,
and
we all did watch a miracle take place before our very eyes. So yeah,
so no, he. I mean, I know like there was rallies, Trump rallies, where people showed up with a napkin on their ear, and Trump absolutely loved it. So I think it was more out of respect than anything else. I think.
I hope because I mean, I was thinking about that the other day. You know, we had two really big, and I don't want to get political, but we had two really big, gunshots, and two completely different responses.
Yeah.
And had you juxtaposed them, you know, one guy getting killed and one guy just getting shot in the ear and switch it, we wouldn't be having this conversation now.
Oh yeah.
We wouldn't be able
Um.
to have this conversation as much as we'd like, unless we had like a Starlink, or smoke signals, or passing off letters to the friggin' Underground Railroad to get it to each other. So
I mean, I could
definitely
dress. I mean, I could dress up as Steve Bannon. I mean, I could do that for Halloween. I don't know. He's a
you don't
fat
look
guy.
like it.
I know. I'm just. He's a fat guy, and I can.
All I'd have to do is gain a few more pounds and cut a little hair, and I can pull it off. I'd have to shave the beard, which isn't going to happen either.
As a rule, though, at the lounge, we try to avoid from the conversation of politics, religion, and money. Just because everybody
Money?
has.
How do you do that?
We like to take your money. We just don't want to talk about how you're losing money.
Well, I suppose. I mean, but I mean, it okay. I mean,
So
I get the sports, religion, and politics,
oh,
and then
sports. Oh man, yeah, sport. They talk about sports all the time. I know more about college basketball, football, professional football, baseball than I've ever wanted to know now.
that's weird because I've forgotten literally everything about it. Um, since I was about 14. I don't know when did the Cowboys play the Broncos and lose horribly in the Super Bowl? That was the last football game I watched.
96, 97.
No, 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 no. It was way. No, I was. You weren't even
Oh,
born.
okay.
Yeah,
Because I
you.
remember I remember the Cowboys making it to the Super Bowl in 96, 97.
Oh no, no. This was like right after they were the shit for a while. Dorsett and Staubach, the freaking match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Quarterback receiver. They were the shit, and then they went to the Super Bowl and the Broncos just stomped them. And I was in a Pee Wee league of football right before high school, and our team was the Cowboys 2 years in a row. And when that happened, it was just like I just lost all interest. It's like my heroes had been crushed, and I went to high school, and uh, the summer between eighth and ninth grade, I had my first girlfriend who was slightly older than me, and then high school, I was dating a senior. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing the showering with dudes anymore. Just not doing that.
See football
Whole gym and all that was just no thanks.
when I was in high school. I had one of the assistant football coaches for the varsity team as a freshman. I was a freshman, wanted me to go up for varsity and be a receiver
Yeah, they
because
wanted me to play too, and I'm just like, no, just no.
I'm like I am too busy with rugby, boxing, swimming, tennis. Believe it or not, I wasn't the stereotypical jock, but I was fairly jockish, and
You sound oddly well rounded. By that time, though, I'd already by the time I was 14, I was already a paid dungeon master with a
oh,
regular gig. Hey, what's up, Bo? Who you calling nerd? Nerd?
then
Zoom with
rugby and boxing and swimming and tennis. Then there was dating. Then there was just life in general. See, we're talking about when you're in high school, you had to have a job. My aunt was of the opinion the only job that I needed to have in high school was, well, high school. So it's not that I wasn't allowed to work. Well, I was there for a while, not allowed to work because she wanted me to concentrate on my academics, which, right, wrong, or otherwise, it was just what it was. I'm, and of course, I'm well rounded. I'm fat. So imagine, if you will, me, about, what I say, 16, 17, uh, 5'9", 100, and I want to say 85 pounds. Most of it's muscle, swimmer's body. So I was athletic. There's a few things I really wish I would have got into. Um, just didn't have the money. I love horses. I would have definitely loved to got into horseback riding, But then, Superman broke himself on a horse, and that scared everybody. Christopher Reeves. I was actually watching a thing on HBO about Christopher Reed. Sad what happened to him.
You know? Sorry, my computer's acting weird.
It's all right. I
Who was
don't know, but
Superman?
God.
It depends on who's writing the book, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
And what kryptonite he's having to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, because I have an issue of, or I had the famous issue of.
Bo, I sent you the link. His super horse. Yeah.
I had an issue where Superman and Muhammad Ali were boxing, and I'm pretty sure it was a tie.
I've never owned a copy of that, but I've definitely
It was one of the big Treasury editions. But DC's version of the Treasury editions, which were those
yeah.
giant jumbo size comic books with the cardboard covers. I love those.
Have you seen the new Superman?
I haven't seen a Superman movie since Superman 3.
This Superman movie kind of felt like the old school Christopher Reeves Superman.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Which annoyed the hell out of me, but it was pretty good.
I'm kind of disgusted with almost everything I've seen since like the Age of Ultron, or that might have been the last good superhero movie I think I saw.
Which movie?
Age of Ultron.
I like the cast in that one. I like the cast more than I like the movie.
I hated the pick for Hawkeye. I liked the actor, but he was the wrong pick. Otherwise, everything was great. Hawkeye was like my first favorite superhero. Somewhere
I don't know who you would have cast as Hawkeye.
What?
I don't know who. If I was the casting director or whatever for the Avenger movies, of all the actors out there, I don't honestly know who I would have picked.
Anybody but him. He just didn't look like Hawkeye. Hawkeye had a very distinct look about the face. And that's the original early Marvel, Nick Fury and Reed Richards were the same guy, just with an eye patch. So they had to, when they drew Hawkeye without his mask, you could tell he was Hawkeye. You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it.
I know, and I get that, but then you run into the same problem you do with casting anybody to play Conan.
No, you could have maybe picked someone like Ryan Gosling or something like that. Wouldn't have done bad. The guy they picked was just not him. Mm-hmm. He's a great. I'm not gonna say a great actor. He's a decent actor. I got nothing against him. He just didn't. Hawkeye was able to stand toe to toe with the rest of the Avengers. As a matter of fact, Hawkeye once took out Ultron, not by himself, but he dealt the literally killing blow. And was, at one time he was Giant Man. Hawkeye had an amazing career once he led his own branch of the Avengers, the West Coast. He was my first favorite superhero. Somewhere, there's my very first picture I drew of him in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
That's how far back I was a fan.
Okay. Well, you do have to say he was. I liked running around as a middle-aged Hawkeye, facing his own mortality. He was a better casting for that role than one would say Keanu Reeves was for John Constantine.
Oh yeah. That was love Keanu. Seems like a great guy. Wrong actor for the part.
If they called that movie anything other than Constantine, it would have been a great movie.
Yeah, I don't know about a great movie.
You
It
would have
was
had changed the guy's name, change, now, um,
who's an Iron Man villain? Hawkeye was an Iron Man villain.
yeah, he was a bad guy for a while. We're
Oh
talking
yeah,
early days.
yeah. That's going back even before my time.
I mean, so was Black Widow. Black Widow was a villain there for a
Oh yeah,
while.
yeah, she was.
Um,
But
I don't know.
she and Hawkeye were a major thing for a long time as in a couple. Her, being with the Hulk was in the circus era. Yeah, it was just retarded. It was just like it made no sense whatsoever.
No, what the Hulk and
My first Avengers issue is like 1964. I'll have to go pull that out.
I like the okay. When it comes to the casting for that movie, I like Christopher Evans as Cap. That was a good one.
Mhm.
Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. He okay. That one.
No. Rewind that. If it wasn't for Downey, the entire MCU would probably not have been able. They probably wouldn't have been able to sell it as well as they did. He
No, I
carried.
agree that he was for. I don't think he played
He was
Iron
better than.
Man. I don't think he played Iron Man. I think he just played Robert Downey Jr. with a mech suit because
No. He was very. He was doing a very nuanced Tony Stark slash Howard Hughes character. It was really well done.
so I like Christopher Evans as Cap, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man works for me. Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson works, I
Uh,
guess.
she she is so mid in my estimation and always has been. I've never understood anything about why anybody saw her as anything but that.
I think she's hot as hell.
So,
But that's
dude,
just me.
she's
We
that's
all
why I
have
said
variation of taste. Uh,
no. Even just going by just classic beauty standards that have existed for the last 1,000 years. She's mid. It's all makeup.
yeah.
She looks like a million other women, and most of them probably had more talent than
I
she did
mean,
before her
if
first.
if we would have made this movie back in the '90s, right? Pamela Anderson would have been on a few people's list.
She would have been what?
Pamela Anderson as Black Widow would have been on a few people's list.
No. I think
For female actors in the '90s.
no. She would have been great for a lot of roles, but not that one.
Hmm. All
Uh,
right.
uh,
I don't mind the guy who plays the Hulk.
I hope he comes to an untimely end. I cannot stand him as a human being. Uh,
I
I
don't.
think I think Ed Norton played a better
I don't. I
version.
can't stomach. I can't stomach Ed Norton.
Really?
Yeah, and it has nothing to do
Really?
about his politics or anything. Just him as an actor, just never done it for me. Actually, Eric Banner as the Hulk was interesting because Banner has to be Banner to play
Thank
Bruce
you.
Banner.
Exactly. He's dog water.
Dog water. Eh.
Thanks for stealing my son's phrase. Unless your kids say that too. Um,
I don't think there's actually really been to be Banner. You have to
you're,
be kind of small. You kind of have to be kind of nerdy,
Bill
unwhelming,
Bixby
unwhelming.
was great. He was absolutely great at it. Another actor taken way too soon. Um, honestly, I could. He was actually uh, too big.
Yeah, like I said, you have to be scrawny, nerdy.
That's why I said Ed Norton was better. Not just because I like Ed Norton as an actor. I could see Honestly, I'd have to like look at a bunch of people, but I could. Eric Bana, I don't know who that is.
He's the one who played the Incredible Hulk in the 2000 version with uh the guy from Cannery Roll. I can't think of the guy's name, but yeah, it was a mid movie. Um,
You know, it'd be fun to have seen play that role.
who
Keanu.
as Banner?
That would have been hysterical,
Too pretty.
especially if he played it as uh, Bill or Ted style of acting.
Keanu Reeves is just too pretty.
Well, I would know about that. Joe, actor
Uh,
in Troy. I might have seen that, but I don't know.
let's see.
Um,
That's the main
Brad Pitt
Thor.
would have made a great Hawkeye.
Who?
Brad Pitt would have made a great Hawkeye.
I'm not saying no, but I don't think he is. If we got him in the 90s, yes. Right after he did Legends or whatever that movie was with Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Never saw it.
It's a good movie. I think that's the name of the movie. It doesn't matter. In Thor, I thought the guy who they played Thor was well enough.
I was never a big Thor comic book fan. I maybe owned two Thor comic books. I owned crap ton of Avengers, but he was always just a bit character in the Avengers. They all were kind of, and to the point that I never wanted to, I owned a lot of Iron Man comic books. I still do, but I never was, despite the D&D thing. I never went or wanted to go out and read Thor comic books for some reason.
That's
Uh,
fair. He was never really my guy either. Um,
it's just, you know, even with his weakness, if you will, his secret identity, the doctor with having to hit the cane on the ground and
oh, when
stuff
he
like
was Donald,
Blake.
Donald, yeah,
He seemed so overpowered and perfect, like almost Superman esque. I mean, he was God, so yeah, it was kind of boring to me.
I mean, he had his own problems, but
Right,
yeah,
Coco? He would have been great. Uh, he would have been able to carry a movie on his own.
if you would
Uh,
have cast him as Hawkeye in the 90s.
even at the beginning of the era of the Marvel movies, he would have been able to carry a Hawkeye movie, and people would have gone to see it from both uh, you know
I know the
genders.
studio wanted Tom Cruise to play Iron Man, and I never thought that would have been a good fit.
No, he could have Tom Cruise could have actually played a Banner.
Once again, too good looking.
Every Marvel character that was a hero was too good looking. So it
Banner
doesn't really.
was not good looking. He was kind of like Spider Man. He was just small and nerdy.
And if you take away Tom Cruise's fame and fortune, he's all of those things.
Eh. Yeah, he is small. I'll give you that. He's like what
Right?
5'5". He's not very
It,
tall.
it, it blows my mind when I find out, like how minuscule some of these actors actually are. I would have never guessed, that Ben Stiller was like 5'2", you know,
At the
or whatever.
guy, I cannot
Who also
stomach
needs to die
him.
in a dumpster fire? But yes,
I cannot
I,
stand Ben.
I've never met anybody who hated comic books more than him.
Ben
Ben
Stiller.
Stiller. Yes,
Really?
never, never.
I know.
He
I
was
know. Like Tim
I
Burton hates comic books.
Oh, Tim Burton is also uh, just too weird for me to even contemplate. Just
Then with like Age of Ultron, the guy who played Ultron was great.
David Spader, freaking
Yeah.
one of the greatest actors of all time. Even when he got old and fat, he pulled off a 10, 11 year TV show
Oh,
where
Red.
he was the greatest. Oh my God, Red Redding, uh, the freaking greatest character of all time, practically in the Blacklist.
I would
Even those
love to.
2 years where they went and got insanely woke was absolutely freaking amazing.
Um, I wouldn't mind seeing him when he was younger, being a villain in a James Bond movie.
I know, Bo. That's what blows my mind is that he did that the whole time, hating every second he was there. He was literally furious that he had signed the contract.
Sure, he had. Maybe he just had Nicolas Cage. That the IRS was after him.
No, no, no.
Child support was after him.
He doesn't need to work. He made enough money. His parents were already filthy rich.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Then his
uh,
dad made more money on everybody. Not Raymond. Kings and Queens, or whatever that damn show was.
King of Queens. They also were big on the Seinfeld
Oh,
show.
Heath Ledger as Hawkeye.
No,
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 I would
no.
love to see him.
He would have done an okay job, but then he would have we would have been deprived of the greatest Joker of all time. Nobody did it better except maybe what's his name, the guy who did it in the Adam West.
Oh,
I
the
can't remember
Puerto
his name.
Rican guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He was great. He was born. That guy, I forget his name. Someone on the chat will remind me of his name. It's just
Jack
wrong day.
Nicholson did not
He
play
was
the Joker.
born to look like the Joker. Jack Nicholson sucked.
Jack Nicholson did not play the Joker. Jack Nicholson played Jack Nicholson, but with makeup on.
Really, Bo? Cesar
Castro.
Romero. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson was the worst Joker of all time. No, he was the second worst. The worst was what's his name? Oh God,
Leno.
Yes, Jared Leno. The
Say
worst
what you.
Joker.
Growing up in the '90s. Okay, growing up in the '90s. If you look at the
Okay.
animated Batman series, Kevin Conroy or whatever his name will always be the voice of Batman for me. He did it in the cartoons. He was the voice for Batman in several video games. That is Batman's voice in my head. I know there's a lot of people that don't like Mark Hamill. And I get that. I understand it. But his voice will always be kind of in my head as the Joker. Heath Ledger played the best live action Joker, hands down.
He turned the clown prince of crime from a joke to a nightmare.
Well, if you in the comic books,
He was a joke. He was literally a joke.
Oh yeah.
Something that allowed. It wasn't even meant to catch on. It was just like a joke character, and people dug it because it was kind of scary. That whole fear of clowns and the era that it came out.
Oh yeah.
Whereas Heath Ledger turned him into the scariest villain. Only one villain I've seen on the big screen that scared me more than him, and that was Zoom in the CW's The Flash. My son and I were glued to the freaking screen when we watched that for the first time.
Well, only thing that made Zoom scary was the actor who played not the white guy, but the voice, the guy who played the voice of Zoom.
Okay.
And he was in what movie was he in? He was in Candyman. He's a tall black gentleman, and his voice is just he's got one of those voices.
For us, that character was like it was like Jackie's version of Darth Vader, because it wasn't like he wasn't watching somebody old and doing something old. He was watching something brand new and like, oh my God, this is freaking intense. Bo. Jack Nicholson was playing Jack Nicholson, and At best, he was playing the 1940s, 50s sort of Joker. Uh,
Oh, did you hear what? Do you know what the original cast for Batman? What Tim Burton wanted? He wanted Bill Murray to be Batman.
I could see the similarity between the two actors. Okay,
He wanted Bill Murray to be Batman, Robin Williams to be the Joker, because
I'm glad that didn't happen.
he wanted to do the 1960s Adam West Batman.
I'm glad we didn't get that because Bo, I do like that movie. I just think that the Jack Nicholson's half-assed, horrible acting in that.
I mean, the best movie that Jack
It's not
Nicholson.
entirely Jack's fault, okay? Because we were given a really piss poor, version of the Joker to begin with in what he did and what he was doing in the movie versus, um, you
Well,
know,
in the
the
comic
Joker.
books,
The Joker is supposed to be skinny for starters. Jack hasn't been skinny since he did Little Shop of Horrors.
Jack has been skinny since Chinatown.
Really, you think so? You think so, Bo? I haven't seen all of them. I've seen.
The first one was good. The second one was good. I felt like they just mailed in the third
The,
one.
yeah, the third one, from what I hear, was not. It's a
Well,
triple sandwich.
you have Tom Hardy, who I enjoy as an actor. I like most of his stuff.
He played
Doing,
Bane.
doing Bane, which doesn't work in my head whatsoever. Because Bane is supposed to be this beyond life, massive muscle monster.
Well, not only that, he's like South American, and
Tom Hardy is British. And then when he
I
was
mean, he can
doing
pull it off, but I don't remember.
this, I mean, you know, how was it? I'm here
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the
I didn't know.
you know,
Yeah,
the entire time Bane talked in that movie, all I could think was Silence of the Lamb, Sir Anthony Hopkins, doing the voice for let's play the game. It didn't translate very well. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, she's hot,
um,
but the white woman should not play Catwoman.
you're right. She was Puerto Rican, as far as I could remember.
I think Puerto
Mind
Rican.
you, what was her name from the Adam West? Was one of the finest women to ever walk the face of the earth, and
The first Catwoman or the second Catwoman?
not Eartha Kitt. She was
Okay.
absolutely awful, a phenomenal woman, but the wrong choice for Catwoman.
The
What
whole
the hell was her name? God, I can't
purring.
remember anybody's name tonight.
Yeah. I mean, Michelle
Julie
Pfeiffer.
Newmar, was that her name?
What one?
Julie Newmar.
Something like that. Uh.
She was amazing,
Oh
but
yeah.
again, and she could have maybe passed for half Mexican, maybe, but not. She's she made up for it with other assets. Just saying.
Who was it? Like I said, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. I like Michelle
Was
Pfeiffer,
awful. Was awful. God,
but
it was awful.
I mean,
The worst. Literally the worst. Even Eartha Kitt was better than her. And Eartha
hell,
Kitt had the problem with Eartha Kitt is really simple now because she's a black woman. I've studied her career. She was an amazing individual, but you could tell, had she did not like Adam West. There was
so the chemistry was still, yeah.
there was no chemistry whatsoever, and you have to see that. That's one of those those tragic couplings. You have to be able to see the freaking sexual tension and feel it through the screen, and there was none. She just had utter contempt for him, and you could tell, or at least I could.
Yeah, we talked about that. I was talking about to somebody. The
Yeah,
most
Eartha, she was an amazing woman with an amazing and tragic backstory and career, but
she
she was not amazing singer, all
of all
kinds
the
of things she
songs
did.
of all the songs she sang, there's one song of hers I can absolutely just not fucking stomach, and it's a Christmas song,
Which one?
Santa Baby.
She did that one.
Yeah,
Well,
somebody
I'm
else
sure
might.
she must have
Somebody
just
might have
done
did it
the
before her, but I
yeah.
heard
Because
her
I
sing
never
it,
heard her sing. I
and
always hear the original whenever I hear it.
right. Oh, I hate that song. I hate that song with passion.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I could understand why one would hate it, but there's something about it that's it's actually kind of
it's
hot.
a fun song. I'm not saying it's not a fun song.
The
It
remakes have all sucked. Just saying.
there's three main reasons I don't like the song. It was like it's like Wonderful Life. It just got overplayed.
Okay. Well, I don't know, man. I used to work at a party city where we had a loop, and I did 12-hour shifts. It wasn't a loop, but it was a radio station for Party City, if you will. And so I would hear that song like several times a day during, as soon as Halloween was over, it's Christmas,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, and we heard it a lot. And
I
I
heard
never got tired of it
eh,
because it was because of all the songs they played. That was like the most grown up song. It was mostly, 1940s, 50s bubblegum music
oh god,
that,
yeah.
which is just no thanks.
Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, it was overplayed. I just it grinds my gears. And here recently, within like the last 10 years, no, last 7 years, the radio station stopped playing one of my favorite Christmas songs, "Honey Baby It's Cold Outside," right? Because it's a rapey song.
Yeah, it's not. And those people who think that way uh, can all go die in a
It's
dumpster
about
fire.
flirting. Flirting is okay
Well,
as
not
long
only
as
that, but it was about how dating was back in the day.
right.
Once you got into college,
So they take off Santa. They take off "Honey, Baby, It's Cold Outside," but they'll still play "Santa Baby," which is basically Santa.
dude,
I
they'll
will.
still play WAP.
Yeah,
Fuck them.
yeah, yeah. Like
Fuck them. That woman
trust me.
was a freaking monster. A fucking a self-avowed criminal monster. Drugging her tricks to rob them.
I mean, I agree with you saying, but at the same time, in the back of my head, you kind of get what you're paying for.
No, we pay them to leave.
Well, she did leave, just with more of the
Yes,
money
but not
than
with
you
my
wanted
stuff.
to.
Not with my stuff. That's not part of the deal.
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Or you pay stupid taxes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. But I always thought they needed two different actors to play Batman. One to play Bruce Wayne, and one
Michael
to
Keaton
be
did a stand-up job. Can't stand him as a human being, but he did a great job. And
that.
had they fixed the costume before he said fix the costume, or had they fixed the costume because he asked to fix the costume, we would have never gotten freaking half of the other actors we got. We would have gotten a long series of Batman movies instead of George Clooney needs to die in a dumpster fire, fucking rapist. We wouldn't have gotten what was his name? The other guy.
Val Kilmer played the Bat.
No, yeah, he was no, just
He played
wrong
a
role.
great. He played a great Bruce. Just a horrible Bat.
I can't say that about either part of the role.
And
Uh,
that part, I don't exactly blame him. I blame the writing.
I don't know.
Um,
George Clooney is literally, I think, the worst Batman, to be honest. But I
yeah,
haven't seen any of the newer ones, so
I
I don't know.
like Ben Affleck as Bat. He plays a very
Um,
he plays a good grumpy old Batman.
Maybe I didn't see it, so I really can't say. I got
Uh,
nothing really against him. Uh,
my I like the guy who played Alfred in the Batman movies in the '90s. I enjoyed him as Alfred, but Mike, not what am I thinking?
but okay,
Michael Keane played a good Alfred, but Jeremy Iron to me is Alfred.
I don't remember.
Jeremy
that
Iron also did. He was Alfred in the Bat Ben. God, I can't talk. Ben Affleck Batman. He was out. He was
okay.
his
I
Alfred.
understand.
Then the most recent Batman with Robert Patterson and the guy who played Golem in the Lord of the Rings movie as Alfred was actually pretty good. Even the guy in the TV series Gotham was a pretty good Alfred. I just think your Alfreds need to be British. I think that's the main key.
Hmm.
And I think they've always been really good about that.
Michael Caine I thought played a really good one, but um,
He kind of does feel like a retired James Bond butler.
mhm. Well, he was the wasn't he the Equalizer, or am I thinking the other guy? I
You're
was thinking the other
thinking,
guy.
you're thinking, yeah, no, that's a different actor.
But you can see how I
Um,
would get them confused.
he was in the original Italian Job, which was a great movie.
Wasn't he also in? Was he in FX, or is that somebody else also?
That's somebody else, and I think that guy's Australian, not British. Because the guy from FX was in Cocktails with Tom Cruise.
I never saw that.
That movie made me want to be a bartender for a while. And I actually learned how to do all the flips and flash and pour the drinks. I bartend, I bounced and bartend there for a few years. It was fun. Um,
I almost became a bartender too.
you don't make as much
But
money as the women bartenders, but
right, you don't. And my name wasn't Rick, so I didn't qualify. Plus, I also didn't drink, which was like one of the few things I had going for me when I wanted. Woodward was. Thank you. Okay.
Coco's just on the ball or he's talking to Google. Either way, it works.
Appreciate you hanging out, Coco. You ought to join us one of these times. You too, Bo. What the fuck?
I sent Bo the link.
I want to know why he has so much hate for the Heath Ledger Batman movie.
His comment, Bo, is like, I have a switchblade and an attitude. My response to that is, I have a shillelagh and a drinking problem. We can, we I don't know. I'm enjoying Peacemaker on HBO right now.
I used to actually read the original comic, the Charlton comic
Was
from
he
again.
always a tool?
What?
Was Peacemaker always a tool?
He was kind of like okay. He was very much like Cyclops, the original X-Men character. How
So a tool.
Cyclops was really stuffy, kind
Yeah.
of, but he wasn't like he was too good. You know what I mean? He was like really Paladin esque
I want
in the
peace
way that
so much. I love peace so much. I will kill everybody until we get it.
no, that was a bastardization of the way he really was.
Mm.
He was a modern day paladin, not a not retarded and ignorant.
And John Cena being I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any problems. I like Peacemaker. It's making me giggle, which helps
Yeah, it
because
wasn't supposed to be a funny comic. It wasn't. It was very very serious. Very mind you, it was Charlton Comics, which almost nobody knew or knows what that was back in the day. It was like the bargain basement of comics, you know, the Kmart of comics. It was, but it did have some really good stuff. It just, you know, it would have never, or at least in my world, it never made it to a comic book shelf. What we got was, you know, those big bins they had or had in like Kmart and other. stores that like the big bin, and they would just dump shit in it. Like the like 5, 6 by 6 foot bins that were about waist high.
Yeah.
Those were full of comic books, not stacked, just dumped. They were the comic books that were used as ballast for ships going overseas.
Gotcha.
And that's how what's his name, Alan Moore, I believe, got comic books, was from the comic books that were retrieved out of the hulls of ships, and just sold for like pennies. And he got a hold of some of those. That's how you learn about the Question and the other characters that helped him make the Watchmen.
I like the Question. He's an interesting character. He kind of reminds me of Dick Tracy, just without the yellow banana suit.
You mean Curious George's owner?
Yeah.
I was
I
never a big Dick Tracy fan. I hated the movie, but I hated Madonna, and I hated what's his name, who was in it. What's his
Warren.
baby?
Yeah, he still owns the rights to Dick Tracy.
Yeah, he shouldn't, or he should sell them to someone who will do something good with it, because
Every
it
so
was in my Sunday paper, and I did read it, but it was just like, I don't know. Maybe I was too young for it at the time.
It's like certain actors can do certain roles perfectly. Like, once again, going back to Bill Murray playing Garfield, the voice of Garfield. If the writing didn't suck as bad as it did for that movie, it would have been a great movie.
Never saw it.
You're not missing much. I'm just saying, Bill Murray as Garfield. It's sarcastic. It works, Dan
Yeah,
Aykroyd is Yogi, not so much.
you mean Odie?
Yogi the bear.
Oh, okay.
Hey, boo boo. Yeah,
I could see Dan Aykroyd doing that voice easily.
he didn't. I don't know. I think I do a better Yogi Bear than he does, but that's just my humble opinion. I don't know. I love the Phantom. The Phantom with Billy Zane was good.
We were just talking about that. Me and my friend Matt, who's up and coming young artist. We were talking about that. Yeah, I didn't know that Billy Zane shaved his head for the role so that the mask would fit better, and they had to film all the scenes where he pulled off the mask with hair later, and that he got so ripped for the part that they had to like pull the muscles out of the suit.
They had the same problem with Christopher, the guy who played Thor.
Oh,
they told him the guy who played Thor was like, "Hey, for this role, we're going to need you to put on some muscle." So what did he do? He puts on muscle. They're like, he comes to the first day of shooting. He's like, "You're just a tad bit too big for what we have now."
There's literally no such thing when it comes to Thor, but okay.
I get it. The costumes just didn't fit him. They weren't expecting he was going to bulk up that much. Because if you watch the original Thor movie, he was huge. Then the Thors after that, he was still in good shape. He just wasn't as big as he used to be. Was in the first one. I don't know.
I wish they would have done more Phantom movies.
There was supposed to be 3 of them, but since it died in the theater, they stopped at the first one.
Same as the Rocketeer.
Rocketeer was a fun one.
Yep.
So was The Shadow, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. It was being a big fan, and as
I think we would have got.
I can't stand.
I wish they would have picked a different actor. Yeah, I wish they would have picked.
Job. He before he turned into a freaking head case. He did a great job.
How I think one of his brothers would have done a better job. Not the youngest, but the one in the middle would have actually done a good job.
He did a very, very good job. He had the look. I mean, most people don't realize how big the Shadow was back in its time. It was the biggest thing, the biggest fictional character.
Oh, between the comics and the radio program, who knows
And
the
the
evil
movie,
that lies in men's heart? The Shadow. I mean, yeah. They turned the Sandman into a radio play where they hired different actors to play different roles in it, and it's absolutely great. It is just absolutely great. I put that on my iPhone, and I could be playing video games, and it feels like I'm listening to an old radio program. It's just really good.
yeah, I have some of the books, and it, we missed out. I kind of wish radio wouldn't have turned into the crap that it turned into. You
Mm.
know,
Yeah, I mean, TV killed the radio star. What can I say?
not
Uh,
wrong. I remember in the late '70s, early '80s, listening to I forget what the show was called. After Dr. Demento, I would listen to different radio plays. Trying to fall
is he
asleep.
still around? No, he died a couple years ago.
Did he? I could have swore he was still around, which was a shock, but it wouldn't shock me if he was no longer with us. But
Hmm. Oh man, Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Von Doom bothers me. I'm not saying he can't do it, and he probably do it well. But there's the actor. There's this other actor I think would be absolutely brilliant for the role. Mad, Mad Mikkelsen or something like that. He was in the James Bond movie, the Casino Royale, the lead, last one as the main bad guy.
I didn't see.
He's like
Um,
Eastern Europe. He's like he's East. I don't want to say he's Eastern European, but he's European. He could sound. His voice makes it work.
why are they not making Doom and Iron Man two separate people?
They are two separate people technically, but they're playing with the multiverse still.
Because everything I see, it's Tony Stark becomes Doom, and that's
No,
retarded.
Doom is from a different universe, which is the argument you flip
Also
a coin.
wrong, but
What?
whatever.
It's using the argument you flip a coin when it comes to decisions and you get two different people. And I don't know. I'll see.
And to me, that's just a way to justify stealing or bastardizing other people's work.
They've done it before in comics
Yeah, but we shouldn't sit by
and
and
Star
silently
Trek.
go, "Oh, thank you. Can I have some more freaking Drek?"
Yeah.
Stick to the
Uh,
classics. Stick to the originals. That's why they made it to where we know about them. You know, because it was great back then. It was great for what it was. Share it as it was with new people. Don't change it and then basically uh banish the original to the freaking the ash heap of history.
yeah. No, I get the argument. I don't mind them messing around so far. It's like, did you see a Deadpool and Wolverine movie?
Nope.
Oh, that movie was great. The series of Wolverines, Hugh Jackman, except for one of the Wolverines, played all the different variations of Wolverine through the comic books. You got the Apocalypse Wolverine. You got the comic
Fuck
book
that.
accurate Wolverine, where he was a short guy.
Mhm.
It was fun. I as long as it's done well, I don't mind it too much. But the key factor in there, it has to be done well. So I don't know.
It, I wouldn't mind if they would do the original first. But when they do stuff like that, they make it so that no one will ever know the original story.
They
And
did.
the original story, what we have now, wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the merit of the original story.
All right. I mean, they did
And
in the
therefore,
early
you,
2000s.
therefore, you literally are just stealing somebody else's great idea and changing it for the sake of being able to say that you're not really stealing it, but you didn't come up with the idea. You're just taking somebody else's idea, taking the best parts of somebody else's idea.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I mean, I'm just happy that the last few comic book movies that we have aren't freaking origin stories. I'm done with origin stories unless it's a brand new character. I mean, brand new. I don't want to see
Yeah,
any
but
more
they're not
origins.
going to do that because they're incapable of that. That's why Nicholas Fury had to be black.
Well, that
Why
started in the
Aquaman had to be
'90s.
black.
That
They've proven they can't do anything but steal and corrupt and
that
bastardize.
was that was Marvel Studios that went for well. This is the Ultimate Avengers, and this is the normal Avengers. The Ultimate Avengers had a black Nick Fury. The original, the no, the original,
The Nick Fury that existed for well over half a century.
yeah. I mean, once again, that stuff doesn't bother me because I can go and it's like, well, do I want to read the Ultimate Avengers or do I want to read old school one? You get options. Do I want to read Batman with Bruce Wayne or do I want to read
But think of
Batman?
all the people who were deprived of ever getting to know the originals.
You can still get comic books with the old
No,
white
not
guy.
if you don't know they exist.
My argument to that is like everything else, do your research.
Do you think Marvel is ever going to promote all the original Nick Furies as long as Samuel L. Jackson is alive?
Yes, because the guy from Baywatch is supposed to be coming back in one of the next two Marvel movies and as playing Nick Fury.
I'd pay money to see that again. Not
So
because I liked it, just because it was so funny
that
to see
that
him
one was
do that.
horrible.
I know. I know. That's
It's like
because
when the
ever
She-Hulk.
since the cheeseburger poolside, that's all I can see.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He still has a huge fan base in Germany. So everything
mhm.
you ever need to know about
he's
Germany is
like he's like Germany's Rod Stewart.
yeah. Wait, before or after he came out of the closet?
He was never in the closet.
I thought he was married to a woman for a while.
How do you know that was a woman?
I tend not to think too hard on these things.
We're probably better off.
I don't know. Um,
I don't know.
Christopher Evans is coming back to play a variation of Captain America. Uh, I don't know. I'm going to see him. Of course, I'm going to see him because I can separate the comic books from the movies because no movie is going to be 100% accurate to a book.
It would be if they tried.
Some movies, sure. A lot of movies, not so much.
They've never tried.
I think the
I'll tell you why
closest
they've
we've
never
ever.
tried.
Well,
It's really simple.
did you like? Hold on. Did you like the original Willy Wonka,
Yeah.
which had nothing? Was not even. Well, it was mildly close to the book in spirit. Did
Mind
you?
you, it was made in a time where they probably couldn't have gotten away with certain aspects of that movie.
Right.
That
Did you
story.
like the Johnny Depp's version of Willy Wonka?
I can't stand Johnny Depp, so I would have never watched it in the first place.
So Johnny Depp's version of Willy Wonka is pretty damn accurate to the book. And I regard that one as a pedophile who owns a candy factory.
Mhm.
Where Gene Wilder's was sort of like a book, but a whole lot better.
It was more friendly, still had a message, and didn't give anybody nightmares.
When the book was originally written, before it actually hit the shelves, Charlie was a little black kid. Then the editor's like, no one's going to read a book about a little black kid. So Charlie went from black to being white.
I'm going to go back to what I was trying to say earlier. The only reason they've never made a comic book movie that is accurate is because they can never fund a series of movies based on a comic book, knowing that they're going to do, let's say, 10 movies over the course of 20 years of, let's say, just take Spider Man. And they're going to do it and they're going to bang out as many movies as they can, keeping accurate. And then when, the actor is too old to keep playing it, then they can pick up where they left off. Every single superhero movie has been lucky to have been made from a certain standpoint, and that's the investor's standpoint. And until
Well,
that,
as much as
is
you
no
don't
longer an
like,
issue, which it shouldn't have been with Disney picking it up. Oh, wait, Disney sabotaged themselves by shooting themselves in both feet with everything they've done over the past 20 years.
I know you're not a big fan of the current Spider Man, but he has had more appearance as Spider Man than any other actor.
And he's the least like the Peter Parker I grew up reading.
I like him more than I like Andrew Garfield. The only thing Andrew Garfield got right was he was a mouthy bastard.
That's all on the script writer's part.
Yeah.
That you can't blame the actor for that.
I like the first Tobey Maguire one. I can kind of deal with the second one. I did not like the third one.
I liked all three. They I was more than 70 to 80% happy with them. But the girl they had play Mary Jane was the homeliest Mary Jane you could have freaking possibly picked.
Yeah,
She
I could
was
think of.
so she was so homely. I'm just like, Mary Jane was a freaking supermodel, gorgeous. Kirsten Dunst was just absolute.
She's done a few good movies, but that's not one. Those series are not one of them.
She could, she might be a wonderful person. She might look decent when she dresses and does her makeup a certain way, but she was nowhere near the Mary Jane we saw in the comic books.
That I don't think she really just wanted. I don't think she wanted to do that movies. Once you know how you're talking about, there has to be a chemistry between the male lead and the female lead.
Mm-hmm.
There was just that wasn't there.
Yeah, yeah. There was maybe a little bit toward the end, you know, but
I do have to say
they,
one thing. That scene with Tobey Maguire in the very
hell,
beginning.
even Scarlett Johansson would have made a better freaking Mary Jane.
I don't disagree with that. She can be my Mary Jane. But besides the point. Anyways, so the scene in the original Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, right? Where he's in the cafeteria and he bumps into her and the food goes up in the air, right? They had to do that take X amount of times because that's actually him catching everything. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know. I think, well, everybody knew in the 90s and the 80s sequels sucked. You only get one good movie, then sequels suck.
And that was by design. That was a feature, not a bug.
Jaws 1 was all right. Jaws 2 was all right. Then they just need to stop. Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. We could have stopped at 1. We should have stopped at 1. Danny DeVito playing the Penguin. Okay, I that was cool. Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. No, thank you.
Yeah. Mind you, when you take
Halle
when
Berry as Catwoman, not in her standalone movie, but her as the Catwoman for the second Batman movie.
I like her in things, but again, she was awful as Catwoman.
I think there's only been really two good Catwomans. Going back to the Adam West one,
Julie Newmar was
and the most recent Batman, they had a musician's daughter, Zoe. He sang American Woman. It doesn't matter. Anyways, she wasn't
not.
white, which was nice.
Mhm.
Uh, Travis, Zoe Travis played Catwoman, and it
Okay,
worked.
I didn't
I'm
see
not
it,
saying
so I don't know, but
my only complaint about that movie, really, the Batman one, was is they played way too much Nirvana music.
definitely haven't seen that. I was thinking about the Tim Burton movies. Uh, why Jack Nicholson could kind of fit because they were trying. Tim Burton always tries to do horror versus whatever he's actually doing, or turns it more into does more
Tim
horror.
Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, as much as the movie annoys me now, was a great movie as a kid. Tim
Mm-hmm.
Burton's Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp was great.
Didn't see.
It's really, really good. Christopher Walken is in it. It was a really good movie. Um, Tim Burton, Big Fish, when he's doing his own stuff, movies that he's actually invested in, they're great. But when the studio basically it's like, well, you're still under the contract, we want you to make this movie. It doesn't turn out great. But I have the same problem with Kevin Costner. When it's a movie that he wants to do and he's willing to act in it, it's awesome. If it's a movie that he wants to direct and he doesn't act in it, it's all right. If it's a movie that he directs and acts in it, it's a horrible movie. That's how we ended up with Waterworld.
I like Waterworld.
Well, everything you need to know about Shadow was just said in that statement.
No, I mean it wasn't a great movie, but it
It
was
was
very
different.
it was very different, and we had nothing else to compare it to be honest. It was incredibly original, and you
Yeah.
could have gone a lot of different directions when you're think about it, you're doing the storyboards. There's certain points where you could go different directions, and they just rolled ones on those choices.
Yeah, it was such a fucking odd movie.
They got three ideas, one good, one bad, and one mediocre, and they rolled ones or twos.
We're gonna make a movie based where the Earth is 100% flooded, except for a small island that's a myth. Okay, sounds interesting. Because of reasons, humans have evolved for one reason or the other, but only like 0.0001%. And we're making that guy the lead. Okay, that's an interesting. So what's next? Well, we have to put together a story. Okay. Yeah, there's your first rolling in that one. Then your cast. I'd say that wasn't a nat one. I'd say that's maybe a 3, 4 on a d20. The bad guy was the most interesting person in that entire movie.
Dennis Hopper,
Yeah,
he was awesome. He was a great bad guy. He should have
and
done more movies in his career. That seeing him in that movie makes me wish that he had gotten more great roles like that one to really play some wacky character, over the top bad guy or
was
whatever.
that one was that one before or after the Mario Brothers movie where he played King Koopa? Ugh,
I
that
don't
movie was
remember
just
because I didn't
horrible.
see the movie.
You're not missing much. No, I like most of his. I like his earlier stuff. Low Riders, that was a great movie for him.
I mean, Easy Rider.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting tired. It's past midnight here, and I still have a cigar left. So, as always, when the cigar's gone, I'm gone, and I still have a little bit of time. I mean, I was in a conversation earlier ago. What movies that were designated as kid movies that wrecked your childhood? And Old Yellow's got to be on top of most people's list.
Never saw
Old Yeller, Bambi, Land Before Time,
it.
All Dogs Go to Heaven, Burt Reynolds playing as a voice. Yeah, Watership Down.
Never saw any of those.
They're worth watching once. Well, Land Before Time, you kind of need like a little kid around to watch that one.
Yeah, no thanks.
Um,
I mean, if I had another kid, maybe.
yeah,
But
I've been trying to put together. We talked about like a true Halloween movie list in my head, and I had a conversation with my friend Duncan, and where a few other people hopped in. Well, it's all the Universal monster. I'm like, those are not Halloween movies. Those are movies you watch at Halloween, but those are
those
not
are
Halloween
horror
movies.
movies. Those are literally horror
And
movies.
he's
And
like,
I've got that paper somewhere with my notes for that discussion
and he's
because
like,
I went.
what's your definition? It's like a Christmas movie where it needs to take place the day before Halloween or on Halloween.
Or like I said, the entire month leading up to it.
Right. I mean,
Uh,
Ernest Scared Stupid is technically a Halloween movie.
mhm. I can't find my damn notes. That's weird. But I got them up here. But I
Oh, man.
but yeah. I mean, they're
I've I mean, I've seen a couple of Thanksgiving movies that weren't great, but they weren't bad. But those are a rarity.
with almost every holiday. There is a definitive, like, at least half a dozen movies that you can go. It's one of these. And for Halloween, there really isn't. You could say Halloween, but it misses so many of the tropes that make Halloween Halloween. You've got to
That's
have trick or treating in it somewhere.
They had
You know
trick
what
or
I mean? Like
treating in it for a few minutes.
what I mean by that is you've got to actually have like something based on an experience most of us can relate to. Like kind of like in the Charlie Brown Halloween special.
Oh,
You know, I got
the
a
punk.
rock.
Yeah.
Something that's that funny and memorable, that maybe it didn't happen to you but it happened to someone, or you know like the equivalent of going to the house that's giving out the big candy bars, something like that. Maybe it's like the mad rush to hurry up and get across town to that one house where that family is doing that before they run out of the big candy bars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be everybody would be able to relate to that. Going, oh yeah, I remember the family down the street, that would do that, or the family across town that would do that. Depending on how old you were, or the bullies that you'd have to watch out for. I hate using that word, but the older kids that would ride by and steal kids' entire bags.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, on Halloween.
I mean, bullies is actually the town bully or the high school bully or grade school
Like
bully.
the kids from Stand by Me.
Yeah.
With the switchblade.
Oh,
Something that's like that normal level of anticipation and fear, between the anticipation trying to get the good candy bars, the fear of the bad kids that would do that and steal kids, bags if they weren't with a grown up, to the next level, which is the underlying, you know subliminal horror that's going on that only those kids know about and have to deal with, whatever that might be. And
oh, I
traverse
agree.
that
Uh, I
traverse
mean,
that that
Remember the
thing.
old what movie was it? Poltergeist.
Uh-huh.
If you put Poltergeist, but the day just happened to be Halloween, that would have been a Halloween movie.
I hated that movie. I
Uh,
thought it was awful.
that fair enough. But I mean, the things that we say, well, it's a Christmas movie. What was it? Rambo, because it took place on Christmas, around Christmas. It's a Christmas movie. Okay. Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it took place at a Christmas party. Huh, okay. So with Halloween, if there has to be trick or treating in the background or be on Halloween itself, one of the Predator movies is a Halloween movie.
One of the what?
The Predators, the alien predator.
Oh, I only saw the first two, and the
Only because,
second one was awful.
oh yeah, the only reason why I say use the Predators because it takes place on Halloween,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I think I need a little bit more substance than just that.
Well, to make it a classic, you know, Halloween movie, because we're quickly approaching the era where Halloween won't even exist anymore. It'll just be like just completely, bypassed by all future generations because it's too dangerous and nobody wants to take the chance
By
or
the
do the.
time by the time Jack or my daughter becomes grandparents, I agree. I think Halloween is just going to be that quick Hallmark holiday that they do at school, and that's they talk about
If
it,
even
Special
that, I
Holiday.
could see it just completely, going out of style and favor. And something like a good Halloween movie could save it from that, and obviously make the production company a crap ton of movie before they, that ship will sail and
Yeah.
never be an option.
I mean, who brought it up? Somebody brought up today, Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm like, Nightmare Before Christmas isn't a Halloween movie,
No, it's a Christmas movie.
but it takes place in Halloween Town. I'm like, I get that, but it's the movie you watch the day after Halloween.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't
Yeah,
know. Technically, the second Batman movie is the second Batman. Batman Returns is a Christmas movie,
yeah, but
and that's
it doesn't have the things that I'm personally uh hoping for in a movie like that.
yeah.
You could really, you could not only revive the entire holiday for everybody, especially the people at the top who make the money off things like that, but you could leave something that would leave a mark that could easily last as long as It's a Wonderful Life has lasted.
Well, yeah, I
Or
blame
I
people.
could say lasted before it became, more or less, something that nobody watches because nobody watches black and white movies.
No,
The people that do are, in their 80s and 90s and probably aren't.
technically, yeah, I watch black and white movies, but yeah, I don't
I do
remember.
too, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
You try. If you were to put out a black and white movie today in the theaters, it would have to have so much hype, and even then, people would go, "Oh, it's black and white." Nah,
I
pass.
think the last black and white movie I saw was
Like Sin City,
that or The Spirit. Yeah,
both were really fun,
yeah,
but
those were definitely well. Sin City was definitely marketed wrong because there's no way in God's green earth that was a kids movie. Uh
no, no,
but it was marketed as a kids movie.
because people see superheroes and they think, "Oh, kids,"
Yeah.
and they by now they should realize no kid can afford a comic book at the prices that they are. They've priced them just like toys out of the range of kids' affordability.
Let's see.
You know, people our age and older are the only ones who can afford those things, and those are the only ones they're marketing them to. Everything else is on a phone or a tablet or an app. And the entire future of humanity is going to be that.
Going price for a comic book is anywhere from, well, $1 to $50.
That's I've never seen a
I've
modern
seen some
comic book.
cheap. I've seen some third, fourth company, not Marvel, not DC comics.
The only thing I
Go.
could think of that would be like that would be the Archie and Jughead comics at the freaking register of the grocery store.
Mm, I have a Doctor Who meets Star Trek comic, and I pay like $2 for it. But it has, if it's the main two
No,
companies,
I mean that's printed on a monthly basis right
oh
now.
yeah, I don't
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah. I can go into a comic book store and buy stuff out of the dollar bin. That doesn't count. I mean, it's brand new on the shelf. It comes out. The modern
Every
price
month.
is like $5.
Yeah. I mean, fuck. Growing up, comic books. Well, in high school, every month comic book. If I went to, you said every month or every week? Every month, right? I was about $3 to $4 for a comic book.
Right. So, when I was working at the last comic book store I worked at in the mid to late '90s, um, every week I got about $100 worth of comic books, and that was a stack. I mean, a freaking stack, bagged and boarded, pulled, etc. $100 right now would get you 20. That's this, you
That's why I
know.
buy graphic novels or just five comic books into one five one story, five comic books into one. Yeah, like that.
No, not like this. This is 36, 40 issues. It's $100 for this.
Yeah.
Brand new, just came out.
Wow.
This is the way to go. This is the way to go for anybody who wants comic books. They're better paper. They're hardback books. They're built to last. And you can you take off the dust jacket and you can hand it to anybody, and chances are they're not going to ruin it and depreciate the value. And like I said, it will last. That book right there will last hundreds of years.
You know how I know I'm old? Maggie brought home her high school tech books, and I went to go find like some brown paper, newspaper, whatever. She's like,
Mhm.
"What are you doing?" I'm like, "You need probably put like book covers, paper covers on this so they don't." She's like, "No one does that anymore, Dad." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Because they don't care.
And most of it's like most of it, my daughter told me, is on her laptop. They just, they have the book, and I'm like, "Ah, it's bouncing around from class to class. That does make things lighter." Because God, how many of us have back issues because we had to tote around all those damn books?
My son is going to have back issues. His backpack weighs, because of what he has to carry to school on his bike, probably weighs 35 pounds easy.
I love being in college, and you need this textbook to take this class. Then I go buy the textbook for anywhere from $100 to $150,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, and I'm reading it. Oh, yeah, it's a textbook, of course. It's like when I took film class, and I'm looking at it. I flip over the book, and to see who wrote it. Oh, and it's that professor or that teacher. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, huh, you sons of bitches. I'm already paying. Yeah, that is true. Universal. Yeah, yeah. If you're lucky, the school will buy them back, but you're not going to get the original amount. You're going to get like less than secondhand market price. That's why if you find out one of your friends is taking that class a semester before you, you just take see if you can use theirs.
Yeah.
Thinking about putting together my dumb ass just because I'm bored. Well, I'm not bored, just need something to do. That's not even that. I was thinking about putting together a cookbook.
Oh, yeah.
and put it all in ancient rooms and sell 2 copies of it.
Hold on a second, will you?
Yeah. Uh, Coco, is your thumbnail a monkey with a cigar in its mouth? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, yes, yes, it is. That is awesome. Let's see. If I turn off my camera, does it still? No, I changed it out. My original thumbnail for this was an ape with a cigar in his mouth and a top hat. So I appreciate anybody who rocks the monkey with a cigar. Mm, yeah. Right now I'm using I'll make this a lot bigger. Um, Mr. Rogers giving me the finger because yeah, that's how I feel most days.
So where did you go?
Nothing. I'm still here. I'm talking to Coco. His thumbnail is a monkey with a cigar in his mouth, and as a cigar smoker and having my own icon being a monkey with a cigar in his mouth, I appreciate it. I don't know. Don't know. I know. I'm been threatening my daughter that I'm going to sign up as a chaperone at the homecoming dance and make her dance with me all the slow songs. But I keep forgetting this is not Arkansas. Um, Bad joke. I know, bad joke.
Oh, yeah, but not for the reason I think you think it is.
I don't know. Man, God, I can't believe my daughter's doing homecoming this year. God, I have a 15-year-old daughter. When the hell did that happen?
Yeah, well, in 3 years you'll be where I'm at, and you're
You
you're
can
you're
you can shut your whore mouth right now.
just
I don't need
saying.
I don't need that nonsense.
But I wasn't talking about the nonsense you're talking about. I was talking about the nonsense about where they leave. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Then you finally, I've heard a few parents like, I can't wait till my kid turns 18 or moves out of the house. Then I get to have my life again. I'm like, really? How does that look? Well, my kid just doesn't come around anymore like they used to. I'm like, yeah, it's called empty nest
Nest.
syndrome.
Mhm.
I don't know. I have told her on multiple different occasions. As soon as she turns 21, I'm kicking her out of the state of Illinois because I don't want her to realize that there's more to this world than just the county line or the state line. I don't know. I think traveling helps. I think traveling's good for people. I think you people should go out and see the world and experience new things that you just don't get at home. I think as a people, I think we were better when we used to travel more. Definitely more understanding.
I'm
And I
trying to
want
find I'm trying to find this book. When I was a
Like,
kid in school, we had our reading books, for class from between first and sixth grade,
mm,
and there were the Dick and Jane
mm,
scholastic books,
mm.
and one of them had this story, this really weird story. I want to say it was like Greek or Roman era, where people got on, like a warship, Tyrene or whatever it was, and flew to the moon and had weird encounters with intelligent fruits and vegetables, like cucumbers or whatever. It was really, 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 really weird.
That's off
And
the beaten path.
yeah, it stuck with me over all these years, and because it sounds like another story that I heard about. Um, there was an actual travelogue from that era in the real world, talking about the crazy stuff in faraway places. The author knew that no one was going to go there, so couldn't prove him wrong, kind of thing.
Because if you go too
Yeah,
far this way, you're gonna fly. You're gonna fall off the edge of the world.
yeah, but this was more, being in combat with another ship full of intelligent, giant sized carrots and celery and just weird shit.
I mean, imagine if you're in a small island and out of nowhere, a ship that has a dragon head on it comes out. With the Vikings just comes out of the mist. You know how terrifying that had to be, not knowing what you're about ready to run into. I don't know. The age of adventure is unfortunately up in the stars these days.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everything's been played out. If you're lucky enough to have the money, or your parents are lucky enough to have the money and the willingness to take you on fantastic vacations, even if it's in the same country, it's still pretty damn cool.
Vacation for me, because of my parents' condition, uh, didn't exist. We would go to Disneyland once a year. That was it.
I
One
get
day.
that, but as a grown up, you travel, right?
I have done so, and I only want to make one more big trip, and that's when I get out of this state. But
You move
that's
down to
you know,
Texas.
I'm still still
I
feeding
want
that brain.
I want to move to a state that doesn't. I do not have to worry about monkeys that have herpes, so that takes out Florida.
If things were different, I would definitely go to Florida,
Florida's a pretty
but
state.
the weather, the humidity, does not sound like something I want to deal with. I prefer the dry heat to the nasty freaking uh, humidity of Florida and other places I've lived.
First time
Plus,
I've ever.
I have a lot of new friends that live there, and there's a lot of things about it. I've traveled and been there several times,
Well,
probably 4, 6 or 8 times.
if I had the financial means and travel to meet people I've met on here, I'd be going to Texas. I would be going to Canada. I would be going to Denmark, Scotland, and a few other places.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could only visit Canada once before they would kick me out or arrest me. So
Just tell them that you're up there hunting Bigfoot. You'll be fine.
no, yeah.
The-
I mean, I'd have to go there when I had laryngitis or something.
yeah. Uh no. I like traveling. I wish I could. I'm lucky if I can take my daughter camping at least once a year. Not that she doesn't like to go camping, I just don't have the time. Camping is fun, or as Bruce calls it, practice is being homeless.
Yeah, I've seen some videos lately. with people camping, and there have been some really interesting inventions. The inflatable tent,
I
I
don't
love
trust
it.
that as far as I can. I don't trust that as far as I could throw my car.
Why?
One good gut man. If there's a storm going on, I've seen tents, normal, tents, not like old school tents, but the modern tent. Get a gust of air in it and pick the person and the tent off the ground up into
Sure.
the air.
Hmm.
An inflatable tent. You're hoping that the tent doesn't get a leak anywhere.
Hmm.
You're hoping a gust of wind doesn't pick your ass up because you're more or less in a jump house. Uh, uh,
Hmm.
you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why you use the technology at hand to get a weather report, and you don't
Hey,
know where anything like that could be remotely
weather
possible.
can change on a dime.
Yeah, but the likelihood that you're going to get hit with a wind strong enough to lift you and the tent. Yes, that was a fat joke.
Hey, that
Um,
feels like a fat joke.
it was a fat joke.
Okay.
That's why I prefaced it with it's a fat joke. Um, I mean, you are supposed to secure them just like you would a regular tent, but the ease in which that you can fill up, erect your inflatable tent and and be quite cozy for
Yeah.
a couple of days is really,
Appealing.
yeah. And if you're worried about a leak, you get the patch kit, and
Duct
as
tape.
soon as there's an issue, you fix the patch.
I
It's
get
it's
that.
it's all about like taking a sticker off a sheet of stickers and patching the hole,
So
which to me
I'm in
doesn't sound very difficult.
I'm in where am I? Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, camping for a week. And I checked the week weather for that week. And no rain. It's supposed to be low 80, high 70s, low 80s all week. It's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous, right?
Mhm.
Wednesday, a storm blew in. And I was smart enough to how I tent. I put tarps on top of my tent. I secure it the best I can. The
Mhm.
tent next to me, the next day, the poles were sticking out of the fabric.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, but see,
I,
you live on the half of the country where all that shit's even remotely possible. I live on the half of the country where that's never happened.
no, your biggest concern is, hey, we're camping. Yeah. Oh, wait. Shit, earthquake.
And even that isn't that's very unlikely, and there's
Mm,
literally nothing you can do to prepare for something like that. Your biggest worry now is more likely a fire.
yeah. California has always had an issue with fire, but it definitely seems like it's ramped up a lot over
Oh
the
yeah,
years.
well that was again a feature, not a bug, of the current administration. Gavin Newscum, who's gone out of his way to destroy the state, excuse me, in order to drive out certain people and raise the property values so that only certain people can live here.
Mm.
That being the slave class and the royalty.
I'm playing a game on Monday. It's I'm not really digging it, but I like the people I game with, so I'll just deal with it, of course.
Mhm.
And it's a cyberpunk one, and we have to break into this place, and it's really the 1%. And everybody's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I have a van. How much is it gonna paint? How much is it gonna charge me to put a somebody painted to make it a plumbing business looking? And I need a suit. And everybody's like, why? I'm like, if we're going to the 1% and I'm dressed like that, it's basically camouflage. No one's going to pay attention to me. Rich people don't look at people that work for them. And he's like, that can't be a thing. I'm like, it is a thing.
Mhm.
My aunt has a place down in Florida, Amelia Island, where there's two types of people that work there. I live there. The people that can afford to live in the nice area that she does, which I'm not saying her and my uncle don't deserve it. My uncle worked his ass off for decades, right? And then you got the people that work for the people that live live there. And I mean, Yeah, like I said, my Uncle Dan was a radiologist at a hospital for decades. He's earned his retirement twice over, three times over, and so I have nothing bad about it. It's just it's interesting going in there. It's like, oh, so there's you guys, and there's well everybody else.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know. So do you guys have Spirit of Halloween's over there? I'm sure you do. Spirit of Halloween.
What?
Spirit of Halloween. Do you know what that is?
The show? I mean, the store?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally.
So the people who own Spirit of Halloween are going to, as soon as Halloween's over, going to open up a variation of it called the Spirit of Christmas.
Good for them.
I thought that makes so it's going to be more holiday knickknacks or whatever that people don't really need.
It's a fiscally sound business plan,
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
and uh, it's actually uh, like a logical evolution of the Spirit franchise.
Yeah, going back to when my
Because they traditionally set up in September and are out of business in November. Well, now they set up in September and they are open until almost January,
yeah
if not January.
yeah January 15th or January 5th or
And with
whatever.
Party City declaring bankruptcy, it will fill a niche that Party City filled for decades
We used to have one around here. They closed up a long time ago.
because they went bankrupt.
Hmm. We
And
no longer have any more KFCs, and all I've been craving here lately is fried chicken.
um, get a pressure cooker, find the recipe, make your own.
Yeah, I can, but food is always better when somebody else makes it.
No,
I think so, and
no.
I cook for a living.
I can't tell you how many times how let me put it this way: the percentage of times I'm disappointed at every restaurant I go to is staggering.
I I I understand that. I truly understand that. There was a couple
How
of wait.
hard is it to, if you're going to make a a sandwich on grilled sourdough, let's call it,
Oh,
is it how hard is it to actually get the bread to be grilled or toasted
get yourself
properly?
a George Foreman. Get your ingredients.
I've got an air fryer. It's even better because then it doesn't crush everything. And you put it on air fry for 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, flip it halfway. Perfect.
How crispy is the bread?
Crunchy.
You can see that. I don't know. I'm too.
Every Sunday morning I get a grilled sourdough from Jack in the Box. It's simple burger. It's meat, tomato, bacon, ketchup, mayonnaise. I think that's it. Cheese every morning, and it's like the bread is barely even cooked at all. It's still soft and white.
See, I don't mind crushed sandwiches. So with the George Foreman, I put a little bit butter on the bread, use whatever ingredients I want in the
But
middle.
the weight of the machine can press the bread that can decrease the crunch factor and enjoyability of the bread
Mm,
the way it's meant to be. Because there are some of those sandwiches like we used to make them with corned beef hash and toast, basically. Freaking
yeah,
awesome.
I can see
But
that.
this particular sandwich, that's all I ask. Or hash browns, same thing.
I can't. I cannot get a Cuban sandwich worth talking about in the state of Illinois, and it's not a hard sandwich. They just don't understand what lard bread is around here.
There's a lot of products that have gone completely off the market. Wonton wrappers, I haven't seen those in 20 years.
I've seen them, but we have an Asian market in the town over. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're
Every
saying.
time I go to the Denny's, I get hash browns because I get the moons over my hammy, and of course that sandwich is also a toasted bread sandwich, and it's soggy as shit. And I've got to tell the waitress, hey, I want the bread toasty, crunchy, and I want you to make sure that the hash browns are well done. I don't want to see any white on those hash browns. I want them crunchy, like almost burnt.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it's like they flip them once and throw them on the plate.
My two favorite places to get breakfast food if I'm on a road trip is either a Waffle House.
We don't have those.
Yeah, we don't have them in Illinois either. But if I'm on a road trip, I'm lucky to find one. I'll go to it. And Cracker Barrel. Don't
Never
have
had one of
those
those.
either. Cracker Barrel has magnificento pancakes. These pancakes are amazing. They're crispy on the edges. It's great. Then again, I also like it's called an Uncle Herschel's breakfast, which might not work for you. I enjoy it. It is fried catfish, better fried catfish,
Yeah, I don't
eggs.
do seafood.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, but it's one of my favorite breakfasts. Hash browns. And I like my hash browns not burnt, but like I said, dark, crispy. And I like to mix my eggs to be
And
overly.
it's okay if they're like not that way on the inside. You
Yeah,
know what I
but the
mean?
outside has to have a nice. It's like
Golden brown. Is that too hard to ask? I mean, is that too much to ask?
it's like not
And
hash
you gotta
browns.
understand out here, California almost no longer has any sit down restaurants that aren't fast food. There's no need for them in most of the state because no one can afford it. They can't stay open, and uh, even the Mexican restaurant we have for four people, 4 plates, it's going to be over $100.
If I take my daughter, well, that place is just naturally expensive for what it is.
It's almost untenable when it comes to things like that. If you tried to open up a restaurant here, you would not be able to. There was a burger joint, like a uh, kind of like a gourmet burger joint, if you can imagine.
Like
It lasted
a red robin.
a little higher end than that. It couldn't survive 3 months.
Oh man, you know who does good burgers? I don't know if you guys have them out there, and they're expensive no matter where you go. Is Five Guys Burgers?
Don't have them.
Real hamburger meat. You see them fry it, right there. It's really
We've
good.
got In and Out. They're good, um, but for the most part, we've got
I
your
always found
McDonald's, we've got your
I always like
Wendy's.
In and Out always remind me of like higher grade Mickey D's.
It's literally what you would make on a barbecue at home. I mean,
But
it's
then again,
literally the only thing they do differently than anybody else is they toast the bread.
yeah, yeah, that
Lettuce,
was
tomato, onions, grilled onions if you want them, cheese, burger, Thousand Island dressing.
mm,
They're not getting any different tomatoes or lettuce or onions than anybody else.
right.
Cheese is just American cheese.
Plastic.
Thousand Island dressing. They've got their own little recipe. Whoop de doo. It's got a little bit better, a little bit thicker relish thrown in the ketchup and mayonnaise mix. That's it. And
Yeah,
and people, and the kind of the way they prepare it maybe is part of it, but I mean something about the way they do it, you know,
it works.
uh, it works. But we've got In and Out, we've got Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, Carl's Jr., and a couple of Del Taco, Taco Bell.
Wait. Is your Hardee's and your Carl's Jr.'s two different restaurants?
We don't have two different restaurants.
Is it just one restaurant, Hardee's slash Carl Jr.'s?
No, it's just Carl's Jr.
Okay, because Carl Jr.'s bought out Hardee's,
Uh-huh.
and the one here it was Carl's
They
Jr.
make
for a
some good
while.
burgers too. They make some really good burgers too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the family is really big on Burger King, and
Yeah.
I'm not. They do have a really nice burger that's got uh, onion rings and crispy onions on it,
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it's good. It's not
but it's
great,
not
but it's
it's
good.
not $15 good.
Yeah. No Waffle House, no Cracker Barrel, no Hardee's, no Carl Jr.'s, Winnie Pig, but we have Five Guys, and yet I never been. Yeah, Coco, I like it. I think they're slightly overpriced, but they give you a bag full of fries. They're really good, and their burgers are good
A burger, fry, and drink is $15 if you're lucky,
if
and
you're
that's the
lucky.
number one.
Actually, I just went to Mickey D's earlier today and got myself a quarter pounder, large drink, and French fries. It cost me like $12. I'm like, what? Hasn't been this cheap since high school. So
Mm,
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about because 4 years ago that was $5.
Yeah, no, it's been 14, $15 plus for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Because before Biden,
No, Mickey
it's
D's
number one for $5 anywhere.
right. Mickey D's has been gouging their prices for a long time now. Like sauce, rabbit food on my burger. See, I have to
Triple meat
have
and cheese.
I have to have the lettuce, the onion, the tomato, the cheese on my burger. I want the burger
Depends
to
on
be
the burger. Some like I was saying with the grilled sourdough, it's just got tomatoes,
right.
bacon, cheese, ketchup, mayo.
If it's a burger, it's got to be ran through the garden to make me happy.
But then when I go to like Carl's Jr. to get the bacon guacamole burger, it's got all that plus bacon and guacamole. Freaking awesome, awesome burger.
Bacon and guacamole is just a match made in heaven.
Kind of.
I've There's a hotel up in Chicago called the Double
If
Tree.
somebody could find a way to cut bacon into big triangles to make bacon chips instead of corn chips for the guacamole.
Actually, what you want to do is a Canadian bacon,
No,
and that
I want regular bacon because I know Jack in the Box used to have on one of their breakfast sandwiches a piece of bacon that was like this big and it was cut in a circle.
I wonder if that was Canadian bacon
It
because
wasn't.
Canadian bacon's round.
I know this was regular bacon. You could tell by the fat,
Mm,
the way it
yeah,
was. It was not Canadian bacon. American Canadian bacon is just
yeah,
really thin ham,
yeah.
whereas Canadian bacon is something completely different than all three or the other two
I
choices.
miss the
And
bacon. Uh I miss the bacon I used to be able to get over in Ireland. Oh my god, that stuff was amazing.
here's
There
making
what?
me hungry. It's bedtime.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about going upstairs and making a BLT. Then I'll get out. Then I'll get halfway through and become incredibly lazy, and I'll just be the bacon. Um,
Bacon and toast. I used to when it was probably my fifth between my fifth and 10th reading of Lord of the Rings. And it'd be like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm reading Sam and Frodo are, you know, crawling toward Mount Doom, and I'd get hungry. Sam would be talking about bacon, so I'd go and just make some bacon and toast at like 10 o'clock at night, and everybody in my house would be like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And I'm like, "What? I'm making some bacon. You got a problem with that?" I'm like, "Oh, I want
to
some.
all
Pick your own." Oh no, I don't want
yeah,
to.
and I say this playfully, because I do have quite a few friends that are Jewish, but any culture or religion that won't allow you to eat bacon is questionable. And again, I question any religion that will have meat. So, with that being said, I mean, how do you think I work on my tan? I just go to church. I don't think there's supposed to be a sizzling noise when I put my fingers into the holy water to cross myself
Yeah,
or something.
I told you about my first time at church, right?
Maybe.
I went on the way out to the holy water pond,
Basin.
pool, whatever it's called. Yeah, I always use the wrong word. And uh, I touched it, and I got everybody around me could literally hear the static electricity shock, or at least that's what I'm calling it. Um, and we go, when I touched the water, because I was wearing this new jacket, which I'm sure was part of the problem. And
Yeah, we're gonna blame the jacket.
no, there was a static electricity issue with it. Um, and I got zapped by the holy water. But now every time I go, it's no problem.
Mm, mm, I don't know. I go twice a week.
Yeah, if I could find a way to go on Wednesdays, I would do the Wednesday thing. But as Coco can tell you, I gotta run some Savage Sword on Wednesday. So
Yeah, no, sounds interesting. Um, all right, I am hungry and my cigar's about gone. So, Shadow, thank you for hanging out with me.
always a
Coco,
pleasure.
Janet, Bo, Crafty
Before
Gamer
we leave, though, just gonna remind you you're late.
on. Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Um, I'm hopefully getting a haircut tomorrow, and I'll get trimmed up the way I found.
Then you, me, and Bruce got to do something special. I don't know what, but
Oh, I know this.
take care, Jerry, Coco. You guys all
Yeah.
have a great rest of your week and weekend. I'm gonna go make some bacon and toast and find out what happened to my kid because he sort of disappeared.
You all have a good night. We'll see you when we see you.